Just to get something out of the way, if you are a returning viewer, please unsubscribe as I do not upload consistent or regular content. Alrighty, so Project Zomboid. It is the best zombie survival simulator game that money can buy right now, and it just got a major update. Basically no-life this game for 90 hours in the past 2 weeks. It's a lot of fun. However, the game is still in early access. There's a couple of bugs here and there, but that's not what I want to talk about here. The devs seem to be on top of them, and they even respond to a lot of my bug tickets on the forum, so thanks for that. But I want to talk about some of the core changes in this update that I don't think are likely to be treated as bugs, but that I think are they're mechanics that kind of should be given a second look. So first, let's look at the big change, which is player movement. Overall, this has been an excellent change. After a while, you can be just as agile, and if not more agile than what it is that you used to be. Notice that I said after a while, because this new movement system has a learning curve, and it is brutal. I had to die about 5 times due to player-related movement irregularities before I finally got the hang of it. And while 2 of those deaths I reported as honest-to-God bugs, and that's expected, it's in beta, the other 3 were not. And I think they are design philosophies that could probably use some attention. So what are they? Well, your character is just not as responsive as they used to be. So in build 40, which is the build before this one, I never felt that I died because my character didn't listen to what I was telling them to do. So this happens in the new build, and I know the reason. So with the implementation of turn animations, the developers probably wanted a reason to include them. Unfortunately, as you wait for a turnaround animation to complete, while you are practically jamming your keys through your desk, a zombie manages to come up behind you and grab you because your character was busy turning around instead of moving in the direction that you were trying to get your character to move. Notice how I'm separating myself here from my character. I never did that before in build 40. If I died, it was because I felt like I did something wrong, whereas in the current build, it feels like my keystrokes weren't being obeyed by my character. There's a clip from a popular YouTuber that plays this game, and it demonstrates this perfectly. This is one of his first deaths, I think, when he first loaded up the new build.
Okay, this couple. Oh God! Oh God! No! 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 No!
So as you can see, that sucks. Now here's what I think can be done to fix this. And it will require hopefully just tweaking some animation speeds, modifiers, movement vectors, whatever. If you are moving at any speed slower than a jog, this includes walking, attacking, or sneaking, your character needs to be able to completely change directions in less than a quarter of a second. And you can actually do this already. So if you hold down the attack key, or control, and you move around, you have full omnidirectional movement. You move up, down, left, right, and you can do so basically on a dime. You cannot do this when you're in sneak mode or when you're walking. And I need to know that the game cares more about my controls than having a fluent animation of any kind, especially when the stakes are this high in the game. Focus on movement first, and then the animations second. Unless a zombie is in the act of grabbing me, when I decide it is go time, and I am holding backwards and the shift key and I'm trying to get out of there, I need my character to go, and I need them to go now. I am more than willing to sacrifice a pretty animation for my skin. Of course, running and jogging can absolutely have a somewhat lengthy turnaround animation. That's completely realistic. Other than that, please rethink this. Everyone I know who comes on and plays this current build immediately compares the movement to being tanky or clunky, and I can almost guarantee that this will fix at least the basic movement aspect issues. Alright, now with that out of the way, let's focus on the other major change, which is basically the other side of this movement coin, combat. So here's where I'm going to gush a bit. Combat is amazing. Whatever dev balanced the attacking movement with the new way that zombies move, give them a pat on the back. They did an excellent job. Now on to the problem. In the game's current state, if the combat goes live as it currently is, I guarantee you spears and short blade weapons will be non-meta. And for this simple reason. Critical strike animations are suicidal. Never, ever should there be a random chance for your character to become immobile in a fight. And there's an easy solution to this. It is only to allow critical strikes if the player holds down the attack key. So when they just tap it, do a normal attack. If they hold it down, increase the crit chance and do the animation if it hits. The weapons can state this in their item descriptions if you wish, but this needs to be fixed before release. If nothing else is taken from this video, this needs to be fixed. It is the most infuriating thing to be attacking two zombies, and then you attack one, and then your character becomes completely immobile, and then you get bitten by the other one. So, that's pretty much it. I don't have much else in the way of huge suggestions, just rethinking character movement and those critical combat issues. Anything else, I'm sure I'll bring up on the forums before I eventually move on to other things. Again, if you haven't played Zomboid, I highly recommend you check it out. Multiplayer is extremely enjoyable as well. Best zombie survival simulator you'll ever play. Anyways, thanks for watching, and please don't subscribe.